People always say bad things happen in 3, but I was like, we're on number 4 now. So like, please universe, we are done. Looks like it's gonna rain though, so hopefully it doesn't get postponed or canceled. And I don't know why this person did that. And if you're watching this, why did you do that? It's not very nice. Just feel like a princess, got these cute heels on my legs. These bruises, they were actual cuts. Can you see the cut? Okay. Bless you. So I had actually planned to upload this video last week, and then a series of unfortunate events happened, kind of one after the other. It's kind of made me realize the way I perceive situations, because at first when things were happening, I was just like, okay, we're so unlucky. Like, things just keep happening to us. But then when I really thought about it, I was thinking, we're actually really lucky because things could have been way worse. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just the way my brain normally operates, is always just to think glass half empty, negative, think the worst first, until it's put into perspective. So I will go into a story time about what happened with our mirror, because that was scary and I spoke about that. But then what I didn't really talk about was that my sister and I were actually in like a mini car accident a few days prior to that. Actually on the way to going for my birthday dinner, we got into a small car accident. We're fine. It's just someone on the highway slammed on their brakes, and so my sister, when she slammed on her brakes, like slid into the person because they slammed on their brakes out of nowhere because the person in front of them slammed on their brakes. It was just like a whole like thing, and everyone was fine. It just kind of like shook us up mentally and emotionally, because we were like, oh my gosh, we just got into an accident. I had a little bit of whiplash, but other than that, like totally fine. And then the whole thing happened with the mirror. I got all cut up on my legs. You will see that story time in a little bit. And then a few days after the mirror incident, Dan was training for his other half Ironman, and he actually got hit by a car. So he's fine, everything's fine. The car did not see him as he was biking. He was biking in a bike lane and just turned and drove like right into him. Luckily, because the guy was turning, he had kind of like slowed down to turn. There was no stop sign, but he just, I guess, wasn't paying attention to like ahead of him, because Dan was biking this way and the guy was driving this way. It's not like Dan was coming from behind him. He was biking on a straight road this way and the guy was driving this way, and then turned right into Dan. And Dan kind of saw it coming, because the guy had his signal on, but normally cars wait, because the intersection is like, there's no stop sign for the car and there's no stop sign for the bike, and because it's a bike lane, they have right of way. But because Dan saw his signal, he's like, okay, well clearly this guy's waiting for me. And then like last minute just was going straight into Dan, so Dan kind of braked. And when the guy hit him, because he knew he was gonna like fly off his bike, I guess he braced for impact and made sure he didn't hit his head. Even though he was wearing a helmet, he just didn't want to suffer any concussion or anything, so he purposely fell like on his shoulder and arm and slid against the pavement like that. So he's all cut up like all on the side of his body. He's got bruises on his ribs. Luckily didn't break any bones, thank goodness, and things could have been way worse. The guy who hit him stayed. He didn't drive away. He stayed until the ambulance and the police came, and you know, he felt so bad. But what's really interesting to me was that I did not know that Dan had done this, but he has this little computer called the Garmin, which is attached to his bike, and it tracks like his pedal speed and like all these things. But what it also does is it recognizes if you've been in an accident, and it pings your emergency contact with your coordinates and the fact that you got into an accident. So I got this thing on my phone and I was like, what do you mean incident happened? And like with the coordinates. And so I thought maybe something glitched on his computer, I don't know. So I just called him and he answered. He was like, I was just hit by a car, I'm okay, but like, this is where I am. And so I instantly panicked. And this is like 2 days before his race. And so I took Arkham and I drove to see him and just made sure he was okay. When the ambulance got there, I just asked them, because I was a lifeguard, I know what it's like when people are in shock. And so I said, is there any way that like he's in shock right now and he can't feel the fact that he has any broken bones? And they were like, yeah, but they checked his vitals. They said, we don't think he's in shock. We just think he's really upset. And so they bandaged him up, whatever. And then they were gonna take him to the hospital, but he just said, no, he didn't wanna do that. He felt okay, didn't feel like he bonked. Like he knew he didn't hit his head. So he just said he would keep an eye on it and go to the pharmacy to get like proper whatever. But I think he was just really hopeful that he would feel okay enough to race, but unfortunately as the days went on, he was feeling kind of like worse and worse, so he couldn't race, and he was just really bummed about that because like we're 4 for 4 this year with his training, like his races. The first race back in, when was it? March. Arkham got gastro, was sick all night the night before Dan's race, so like we didn't sleep at all, so Dan didn't do it. Then his second race, as he was about to start the half Ironman, they canceled it, like literally as they were walking up to the starting line at 6 in the morning. They canceled it because of the forest fires, which totally makes sense. Like we have to stay safe. The air quality was awful and it was scary, so they canceled that. And then he did the half Ironman in Maine a few weeks ago, but he actually injured his leg during the run, and so the last like 6 to 7K he limped. He just wanted to finish, but he like didn't do what he wanted to do. So this one here, although it wasn't like an official huge Ironman, it's something that his friends had organized with like 40 people, and they got sponsors, and it's like a really big fun thing. He did it last summer. He was like, I'm gonna do my best time there, and he was feeling really hopeful. And then literally the day before he left to go up there, he got hit by the car, and so he's just been really down, and that happened, and we were kind of, I was just like more happy that he was okay, because honestly, like getting hit by a car on a bike, it could have been way worse. So we were just very grateful about that. And then like literally the next day, a family member of mine ended up in the hospital. Not gonna talk about it, but everyone's okay. They're okay. So it was just kind of like one thing after the other, and I was just feeling really bummed about. So my injuries are healing fine from the mirror, and you'll see that later on in the vlog. I'll have little like time stamp things so you can kind of click through to see specific things, since my vlogs are so long lately. They're like, it's like a friggin' novel. But yeah, it was just a shitty week. And then because Dan had gone up for the race, because he was like feeling really hopeful, he was away for 3 days, so I was alone with Arky, and I was just, you know, being alone with a toddler 24/7, like he doesn't nap anymore, so it was just like constant go, 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 go. But I made sure to plan activities with friends, and he had play dates and stuff, so we were just really busy, and I didn't have time to process anything. And then Dad came home Sunday, so we spent the whole day at the fair with friends and at the beach. And then yesterday was Monday, and it was the first day that like it all just hit me, and I was feeling just so down and bummed, and like, oh my gosh, there's just like one thing after the other. And people always say bad things happen in 3, but I was like, we're on number 4 now. So like, please universe, we are done. Dan and I were thinking, I'm like, maybe we're actually super blessed because these things happened, and everything could have been way worse, but it wasn't. Like, okay, yeah, my legs got all messed up from the mirror, and I had shrapnel all over me, and like I have cuts and bruises, but like the mirror could have crushed my dogs. Like the mirror could have fallen when we were not home to warn the dogs. It could have crushed them, or could have fallen on Arkham. You know, my sister and I getting into an accident could have been way worse. Dan getting hit by a car could have been way worse, and my family member in the hospital. Like, things into perspective, it's all like the best case scenario for like what happened. So trying to choose that, you know, versus like, why do these things keep happening to us? I'm like, no, actually these things could have been way worse, and we're very blessed that they were fine. So I'm feeling like so much better today. I think I just needed the day yesterday to like allow myself to feel the feelings and be like, what the heck? And then put into perspective. And then we spent the evening with my parents, and it was just really nice. And you know, I'm feeling just like so much better today. But we are actually heading on a trip later this week. I'm very excited. It's like just the 3 of us. And I'm trying to figure out like what I'm gonna pack, because we're at that weird time of early fall, end of summer, where, you know, mornings and evenings are chilly, and then during the day can either be on and off, or it could be extremely hot. So where we're going is like beach vibes, but it's not super down south. It's like hours away. So kind of like the weather's not gonna be that different, but it also is a beach, so it could be hot. I'm trying to figure it out. And I was packing my, I was literally just packing my medication, because I have like all my vitamins and stuff that I need to bring, because I want to make sure I have my probiotics and my vitamins and Advil, and even like kid, you know, medicine in case he gets sick, because you just never know with a toddler. But I thought this was the perfect time to integrate today's sponsor, which is Ritual. I love Ritual. I've talked about them a ton, but I actually just got their essentials for women. It's the vitamin 18 plus. I always have been using their prenatal, because I started using this when I was pregnant with Arkham, and then I just continued it because it has all of the stuff that you need, and I love the citrus scent of it. You take 2 capsules a day. This is for 30 days and it shows on the side here, like when you're getting down. This is a brand new bottle because I just finished another one. I actually am very curious to start these. This is what it looks like. So this is the Ritual Essentials for Women 18 plus multivitamin. You take 2 per day. You can take them on an empty stomach because they're very gentle on the stomach, and they have the slow release so that it does release in your small intestine, which is proven to be the best place for your body to absorb nutrients. So it doesn't just like upset your stomach. So you can either take it first thing in the morning or you can take it throughout the day. It doesn't need to be with a meal, which I really like. And this is the mint flavor, so lemon and mint, and I really love the scent of this, but also like the taste because it's not gross and they're super easy to take. And it was founded by a girl named Kat. At the time she was pregnant and she was like looking for products in her life that were non-chemical and like making sure all the ingredients were good. And you know, she switched her deodorant, she switched her cleaning products, all that stuff. And then with her multivitamins and her prenatals, she couldn't find anything on the market that she could like figure out where all of the ingredients were coming from. So she just started her own, and I think that's so awesome. And also right now Ritual is having the biggest sale that I've ever seen, bigger than their New Year's one. So if you scan the QR code here or you go to my link down below in the description, you can get 40% off your first month or your first sign up. And what I love about the subscription is that the fact that it comes every single month, so you don't have to think about it. It comes right on time. You can just continue your routine. I love it. It's getting all the things you need. Your body's absorbing it properly. These are the 2 that I've tried. I have not tried anything else, but they have a ton of other things on their website if you want to check it out. So definitely the QR code or the link in my bio, and you can get 40% off your first time signing up. It is a limited time for this huge sale, like 40% off is huge, so definitely check it out. The last thing is they are allergen free for all the main allergens. They're non-GMO, they're vegan friendly, and there's no gluten. So they're pretty awesome for every single person out there. And yeah, I would not miss out on this huge sale. So link will be down below. And my battery is about to die, so I'm going to plug this into charge and head out to the mall to grab a last few things. I want to go to Aerie and get another strapless bra because I'm obsessed with their bras. But I recently got my chest resized because I lost a little bit of weight, and I just want to make sure that I'm wearing the proper bra because I noticed there was a bit of like spacing with my old bras. I just want to get sized properly and get the proper bra so that when I'm wearing clothes, it's not like gapping, you know? So hopefully they could do that at the store. If not, I'll just like try to measure myself and order online, but that's what I'm gonna do today. And then I have a ton of work I need to get done before we leave because I don't want to be on my computer while we're there. I want to enjoy and get content for you guys and just do all of that. So let's go. Okay, so I have a little story time. I don't know if you're familiar with my living room. I normally have this massive gold mirror behind me. I almost like want to laugh because of how insane this was, but at the same time I want to cry because of how much anxiety this whole thing has given me. It was a massive like 9-foot mirror, really heavy. I bought it when we moved into my grandma's house when we were renting there for, how long were we renting there? Like 2 years. And we had it up here on this wall. It covered basically the whole wall. It was perfect. And it really opened up the room a lot. And we noticed that now when it's not here. Long story short, it fell and shattered and almost crushed the dogs. And I keep thinking about the fact that if we were not here and that had happened, like my dogs would have died. And that really, like that first night I could not sleep because of the anxiety I was having. I know it's already done, like you're gonna be able to see this on my legs. These bruises, they were actual cuts. Can you see the cut? I got like shrapnel all over my legs and my arms because I was sitting on the couch and we had this pot on our coffee table. So, okay, to kind of explain what happened, the dogs' beds are here. The mirror is always like leaning up against the wall, and they would always like play wrestle here. They used to do it all the time in the background of my videos. And I used to always say, Dan, like, can the mirror fall over? And he was like, it's so heavy, Alex. It like literally cannot tip. Even if like we're pushing on it and stuff, it's really hard to move. So anyways, I'm sitting on the couch here. Dan is on the chair behind the couch, and Arkham is, thank the Lord is like all the way in the back of the room, like opposite side of the mirror, near the back door, playing. We have this like bucket of sand that he like plays in and digs stuff. That's another anxiety. I'm like, what happens if he was there? Ugh. The dogs are wrestling. I'm sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I just hear Dan scream at the top of his lungs, like, Finch! And I look up and I see it's like slow motion. The mirror is like falling. So I start screaming, and the dogs just like move like this. Boo runs towards the window and Finch runs towards me, and the mirror, as it fell, because of the table and the pot, thank God, it hit that, so it just missed Finch. But he got so scared that he like, I don't know what he released from his body, was like poop or something, because he was so scared of like us screaming and like the thing like almost hitting him, because the mirror hit the pot and it exploded all over me and glass went everywhere. I think he just like released something. So not only was I covered in dog poop, whatever it was, I was covered in ceramic from the pot, I was covered in glass. Thank God I have glasses because nothing got in my eyes or anything like that. But and like the mirror didn't completely shatter into a million pieces. It was just like little pieces of glass that flew off. But really what like hit me was the flower pot. And I was sitting there like in shock of what just happened, and Dan right away, he like ran over, asked me if I was okay. Arky was like so scared, so he was like making sure he was okay. He was checking on the dogs. Like the dogs seemed fine. They were just like, what the hell just happened? So we let the dogs outside, and Dan picked up Arky and like put him on the stairs. So he's like, please stay here because there's glass and stuff everywhere. And then luckily I was wearing slippers so I can like walk through everything, and we quickly just lifted the mirror to see the damage. And oh my gosh, that mirror was so heavy, and it looked like the scene, I'll post a photo, it looked like we got robbed, like someone broke into our house and like destroyed stuff. It didn't really hurt, like to be honest, it just like yeah, I have bruises and cuts and stuff, but it didn't, like I didn't have any shards of glass in me, thankfully. But what really scared me was like, if that would have happened when we weren't here, and like if Dan didn't see it at the corner of his eye and scream their names, like the dogs would have been squished. And that really like gave me so much anxiety. And I was like, Dan, we need, if we're gonna buy another mirror, if we're gonna put something else there, like we need to anchor it into the wall like so strong, because I can't stop what the dogs do when we're not here. And they love to wrestle, it's the two of them, and we don't really have space in this home to put their dog beds anywhere else. Like the dog beds only fit here, and they love their dog beds, like they sleep in them all the time. So I think what I'm gonna do is I don't think, I know, because this is what I did. I bought a bench that's gonna go like above the dog beds, and then I bought a smaller mirror that's gonna go above, and we're gonna really anchor it into the wall. That way if the dogs are wrestling, they're not hitting a mirror, and there's a bench that comes out further, so they're not actually gonna be like against the wall. And we're gonna try as we can to train them to not wrestle over here, but like at the end of the day, they're dogs, and like if we're not home and they're doing what they do. Something similar happened to one of our friends with their huge mirror. So this is just a reminder to anyone watching this, if you have a big mirror in your house, like the Anthropologie one or anything like that, please anchor it into your wall, especially if you have animals or kids, or if the kids come to your house or animals come to your house, because you really don't know what could happen. Like this mirror was so heavy, I couldn't even lift it up. We had to get my neighbor to come, and him and Dan had to both lift it, and even them, they were like, oh, it was so heavy. That night I literally slept on the couch with my dogs because I was like having such bad anxiety. I was like, oh my God, my babies, because I love them so much. And yeah, that, God, I keep thinking about, I'm like, thank God we were here. Thank the freaking Lord we were literally sitting right here. Thank God I didn't get squished, or like the glass didn't completely go all throughout like my body. But anyways, on to a more positive note. Dan and I just recently booked a little tiny getaway vacation road trip thing. We're doing a beach vacation. We were gonna go to like a further beach in September, but it didn't work out, and we actually have other things coming up. So we said we really want to get away and go to a beach. Like I know we go to the beach near my house in Montreal, but it's not a beach. It's like, that's not an ocean. We want to go to the beach. So we booked a little Airbnb, and we're so excited. We're going, it's like a long weekend basically, and just the three of us, which I don't even remember the last time we've actually gone on a vacation, just the three of us. So this is gonna be so much fun, and I was having a lot of fun kind of trying to pick outfits that I want to wear, because I want to do the whole like coastal vibe. I've been to this state before. We are going to the States, but I've never been to this area. I'm not saying where we're going just yet. I want you to guess in the comments where you think we're going. I'm just about to film a like outfit video. I got my broken tripod. This thing snapped off, and I'm gonna set up against this white wall now that I have a white wall and film a little outfits video. So I have this really comfy polo shirt from Hollister. Actually, it's from the men's section. I got the biggest size because look, I wanted it to be long like this. I'm wearing shorts underneath, but I just really wanted it long and comfy cozy, and these were very popular when I was a teenager. Like when I was 15, I remember going to American Eagle and buying all the boys polos like this and wearing them all the time. So it's kind of funny that they're back in style. I like that it doesn't have the big Hollister logo because it's not as obnoxious. I was the Abercrombie and Hollister queen at the end of high school because in Canada they didn't have that. Not even in Toronto, but especially not in Montreal. We would either order online, like that's what I would ask for Christmas, is stuff from Abercrombie, or when I would go to training camp in Florida, I would get some stuff at the Abercrombie and Hollister store. And I remember going into those stores where the music was blasting, it was reeked of that cologne, and it was so dark you could barely see anything. And just to think back at like my fashion back then versus like what's coming back in style now. And I posted this on Instagram the other day because I was like, I literally feel like I'm having fashion PTSD because like of everything with the early 2000s coming back into style. But I feel like it's more elevated and trendy now. It's not as like obnoxious. Like I could get, like this is so comfortable. This is a men's shirt. I'm gonna get away wearing that with like UGG slippers. It's just, I love it. It's comfortable, it's cute. And yeah, I'm gonna film that video of a few outfits that I'm gonna put on. So you'll probably would have seen that on Instagram because I'm gonna probably post that tomorrow. And I'll have everything linked in my LTK. I'll have it listed down below. I link everything that I can there. If you're ever curious about an outfit that I'm wearing either on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, it's usually in my LTK. Unless they don't have the company, then I'll link it on my stories on Instagram. So always check out that area. Or if stuff's from Amazon, I will have my Amazon storefront always linked down below. Oh, and these earrings, they're always out of stock, but I'm pretty sure they're back in stock now as of today. I will link it down below. They're from Shashi, I think the brand is called, Sashi or something like that. I got them off Revolve, but they sell them on Shopbop and like different websites like that. They are so lightweight. They do not hold your ears down at all. They're so comfortable and they're so cute. Dan is actually out with Arky for the day. They have a play date and some activities that they're running and just sports and stuff that he's involved in. So I'm trying to like knock out as much content as I can for today. Before I had a kid, I used to like have specific work days where I would like take a bunch of Instagram photos or film a bunch of YouTube videos on that specific day, and then other days were either spent with like meetings with my management, dealing with companies for brand deals, or editing. But now that like my son is home, he's not in daycare, I don't have as much time like in home to do things. So when he's out, I'm like, okay, now's the time where I can like get a bunch of my stuff done. What's nice about this summer, it's been really active for our family in the sense that there are a lot of events and activities we're doing for my son. And I've been trying to figure out what I'm comfortable documenting and posting on social media. Like I film so much of my life and there's a lot I don't even include in the vlogs. I just want them for memories because my dad filmed everything from my childhood and I love looking back at our old home videos. But I also want to be in the moment. So I feel like as a kid, my memories of summer were just like playing outside, doing activities at the pool, seeing my friends, going to the beach, the water slides, doing all my outdoor sports, riding bikes around till late at night, falling asleep on the couch in the middle of the day and being woken up by my mom for dinner. Like just things like that were just so meaningful and bring me so much joy. I want my son to have that, and I feel like me and Dan being present while he's going through all that is like it's such a privilege and something that I really don't take for granted, but I have been really proud of myself for doing that, because so much of my adult life has been documented on social media. Like in my whole 20s were on YouTube. So I really used to film everything, and I would just post everything because I was so proud of like my life, and I was excited to share things, and that's just the way social media was, and it still kind of is with a lot of people. And like, I'm a very nosy person, so I watch a lot of people and I like when they show their lives. But for myself, I'm learning this new like privacy thing. So although I will share things here and there are a lot that I don't, and I actually find it's helped a lot with like the balance between my life and my work. There's not as much of a jumble and a blurred line. I kind of created this boundary and I'm sticking to it. I'm really proud of myself. That being said, I still have so much about me that I love to share. Obviously, you know, I love fashion. That's a huge part of my channel and has been since I started social media. Like I literally started when I was working at Brandy Melville in retail, always promoting fashion stuff. But I love books, I love art, I love travel, I love working out. There's just so much that I want to share and want to talk about. And oh, by the way, this morning I finished Throne of Glass. I almost feel like I don't want to talk about books because my last video, I don't know why someone did this, but they literally DM'd me like a huge spoiler in the series. I don't know if they were just trying to be mean or something, because I had said like, guys, I don't want spoilers, or I just figured like that's not something that someone would do. So I almost feel like scared talking about my process, or my progress and like where I'm at in the series, because I'm just scared to open my DMs or like look at comments because I don't want any spoilers. That's such a mean thing to do when you're reading something, is to get like a major spoiler, and I don't know why this person did that. And if you're watching this, why did you do that? It's not very nice. I don't know what your intention was, but anyways, I'm freaking loving this series. I actually think I like it more than ACOTAR, which is so insane because I didn't think I would ever like a series more. I mean, it's the same author, so I obviously love the way she writes. I don't understand what people say how like Throne of Glass and what's the second book called right now? Crown of Midnight, I think. People say they're really slow. I did not think Throne of Glass was slow. I was so invested in that story. I thought it was so good. And I'm loving the second book. I mean, I started with The Assassin's Blade, which is like the prequel, and then that came out later, but I started with that, so I feel like I kind of know her background, which is really cool. I liked the fact that I started with that book. I'm very proud of my decision on how to start the series, but I freaking love it so much. Anyways, I'm rambling. This is like such a long video, but I feel like I ramble so much because I don't know who else to talk to about this series. I don't know anyone in my personal life that has read ACOTAR, let alone the Throne of Glass series. So if you've read it and you're not gonna send me spoilers, please let's have a discussion about it. You can DM me and saying no spoilers here, and then like just talk to me about it. And please don't send spoilers. Thank you. Look how cute these flowers are. Arky picked them out for me at Costco because he said it reminded him of the rainbow. He wanted to get them for me. I love him. Did I just zoom in? Oh, so pretty. Ow. Dan just made some muffins with Arky. It was so cute. I wish I filmed it actually because it was so cute. I'm gonna ask him to share the recipe so I can post it down below because he said they're the best muffins in the entire world. I have not tried them yet. Maybe I'll take a bite right now just so we can test it. They're blueberry muffins. Mmm. Very good. Not the best in the entire world, but very good. Anyways, I just got a package in the mail, which I'm so excited about. House of CB. I'm going for a birthday dinner with my sister on the weekend. And I had ordered this dress for a shoot, but then I was thinking, I think this would be perfect for my birthday dinner because it's super similar to the other dress I wore for my other birthday dinner with Dan and Arky. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I hope it fits. Ugh, I love House of CB so much. It's this peach color. It's like a little ballerina dress. Oh my gosh, this is so soft. What is this material? It's swingy. And the bust looks like this. It's lace. I got the bigger cup option, which I like that they have that. And then it's a corset style. down the front, back with a zipper, and then it has this sheer long sleeve. This is a dream dress. I really hope this fits. And then I have these white Barbie shoes that I want to wear with it. They're pointy heels. Let me try it on actually. And then I have this, you guys are resting on this big box. I have no idea what's in it. This is, I think, a work related box that I will open. Okay, I'm so sad because I think it's too big. It's so hard to tell with online, but like, I think I can get by. It's just a little too loose. And I wanted there to be a bit more push-up, like I could add padding. But honestly, I think it's just a little too big. And these are the heels I was planning on wearing from Tony Bianco. Looks like this. They're so cute. Like, how cute would this outfit be though? I feel like if I wore ballet flats, I would really look like a ballerina. So this is kind of a mix between Barbie, ballerina, princess. Ah, snake! I'm so scared! When the right one comes in, I will show the difference when it does. Okay, I am clearly looking a lot different than the last clip. Going out for a really late birthday celebration dinner for my birthday. My sister's taking me out. She was away for my birthday and then it was just hard to coordinate our schedules. But I'm wearing this gorgeous dress from House of CB. Just feel like a princess. Got these cute heels on. I'm living my fairy tale ballerina vibe tonight. I'm excited to go on a little birthday dinner. We're going literally back to the same restaurant that we went to for my birthday with Daniel because I love it. It's called Beatrice. It's so good. Okay, it's the next day and it is section finals for dance swimming. So we're gonna go cheer him on. We already know he can't go to the finals because he's away at a competition next weekend, but it's still fun to, like, I think these points that he gets counts for the pool, for like to know how they're gonna place next summer. So fingers crossed the pool does well. This is my outfit. Simple tank top with these Goldie jeans that are loose, and I'm just gonna wear some white sneakers, and then I have a hoodie that has like the pool logo on it to support. And that's that. It looks like it's gonna rain though, so hopefully it doesn't get postponed or canceled.
Let's go, DJ!
Go, Dad!
Go, Dad!
Go, Dad! Go, Dad! Go, Daddy! Go, Dad!
Okay, I have been boxing lately. I'm bringing you guys along for this session. Hopefully I can remember to film. I'm not very good, so don't judge me. I'm learning a lot of technique and my stance and my elbows and my arms, but it's a really good workout and I really like it, so.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.